So hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
Hi.
I apologize that we haven't been around for a while. We lost a dear friend who was family, and I just haven't had the energy, but I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better. So we decided to get out today and do an episode.
Yeah.
So, you want to tell them where we're going?
Well, today we're going to go to the Lad School, well, what used to be the Lad School in Exeter, Rhode Island. Actually, Deb's been there a few times, researched the property, so
Yeah.
I'll just let Deb tell you about it.
All right. So the Lad School opened in 1908 and it closed in 1993. So originally when it opened, it was like a farm community, a lot like Medfield. They were self-sustaining. They would grow their own crops, and it originally just had young boys with developmental delays. But in 1913, females were allowed to go there as well. And as you can imagine, it was a state institution, and things did get bad, and there was a lot of overcrowding, and there were a lot of deaths and a lot of bad things that happened there, like all of those places, like Medfield as well.
Exactly.
We talked about all of that when we went there. But it was originally called the Rhode Island School for the Feeble-Minded.
Nice name.
Yes. So the man who ran it was Dr. Walter Fernald, and he also had Joseph P. Ladd was his superintendent. But they believed in the eugenics movement. Now, basically what that was is they just wanted to remove anyone that had anything wrong with them from the general population, and they wanted a perfect population, basically, is what they wanted. So I did find an article in 1948 to the Providence Journal. This is what Joseph P. Ladd said. And this kind of gives you an idea of the mentality back then. But that eugenics movement was huge, and it was creepy because it reminded me so much of Nazi Germany.
Exactly,
And
right
to
around
think-
that same time.
Right, and to think it was in our state. So this is what he said to the Providence Journal in 1948. Many states have already passed sterilization laws for eugenic purposes, and I hope Rhode Island won't stay behind much longer. Unless something is done to stop the propagation of the mentally deficient, we cannot expect the coming generations to be predominantly virile and sound of mind and body. In that case, a general deterioration of intelligence and the ponderance of inferior stock is inevitable, especially since the trend all along has been for smaller families in the higher grades of the population. Modern society circumvents nature's law of the fittest, but we mustn't go too far in allowing not only the survival but also the multiplication of the unfit. So this is the way these people thought, and these were these people that were running this institution. So you can imagine they're not really thinking of these patients as humans. So
No.
are they going to treat them as humans? Well, no, probably.
No.
Most likely they're not.
Yeah.
So from 1920 to 1940, they changed it to the Exeter School because people didn't like the name feeble-minded. And that's when the overcrowding began to get really bad, inadequate care. It basically became a place of segregation where they could pretty much send anybody. So if you were having a child and you weren't married, they would send you there. If you committed some crime, they would send you there. Elderly people were sent there. So everybody it was sent there. It was basically just a dumping ground.
Like Medfield.
Yes, just like Medfield, only worse. I think it was actually a little bit worse. By the 40s and 50s, they had released 1/3 of the population. But then in 1955, it became overcrowded again. And again, supervision was difficult because they didn't have the staff for all of these people. And at one point, I guess there was a boy that was in there. He was 20 years old. He was considered a defective delinquent, they said. And he was implicated in the murder of a severely disabled child. Joseph Ladd, after that happened, he left the school. I think he did try a little bit when he was there, though, because he went before some board in Rhode Island, and he wanted teachers. He's like, I need teachers at my facility. And they told him, they said, teachers, what you really need is asphyxiation chambers. This is Rhode Island. Yes, that's what they said. just like Nazi Germany. Like,
What year was
why
that?
would you say that?
Oh my God.
That was like in the 50s.
Oh my God.
40s to 50s when he went before them to try and get teachers is what they said. Can you even imagine?
No.
But this was like I said, the mentality back then. Who talks about humans like that? Why would you even say that? Like,
It was subhuman
to them. Exactly. And that's the state of Rhode Island. It was eventually renamed the Joseph P. Ladd School. Between 70 and 93 when it closed, there were a lot of scandals. I think it was the Providence Journal did an expose and they went in and saw how bad it was. And I remember watching on the news in the 70s when they would come on with the clips, and it was something to do with the dental clinic, and they were pulling people's teeth out without anesthesia. It was horrible. So I've been there a couple of times in the past. I was able to go once. My friend's brother wrote 2 books on it, and he took us around. The buildings were still up. Of course, we didn't go in any, but you could walk around. And the stories that he told me, I wish that I could remember them. I had asked him to come on, but he doesn't do public appearances anymore. Yes, because his stories were amazing. I do remember him telling me about a woman that gave birth in the toilet. So, of course, the infant passed away. He had told me about some boys that had escaped, and there were different stories. I wish I could pull them out of my memory for you guys so that you could hear them, but if I do get them, I'll add them in.
Maybe by the time we do the closing.
Exactly. We don't know.
The energy must be off the hook at this point.
It's crazy. We went right after they took the buildings down, me and Heather and Cindy, and they had basically just kind of churned up the ground, but you could still smell the old building smell. And we went to the spot where the old hospital had been, and we found a chair. We put the chair there, and then we found, it was heartbreaking, this little white pillow that said baby girl on it. It was embroidered on it. So it just, the things we were finding old combs and things like that, and pictures. So we did a little investigation while we were there, and we ended up, I'm trying to remember because I'm jarring my memory, and I'm hoping I can find the pictures for you guys too, because I do have pictures somewhere. There was a young boy that kept asking for water, he said, and it's funny because it kind of changes there at night after it gets dark. I don't know what it is, but we ended up there after dark by accident, and we were standing in a spot, and we were doing the spirit box, and we had a lot of people coming through, and I said, we've got to get back to the car. It just didn't feel right. And we got in the car, and then all of a sudden, bam, there was this loud smack on the car.
On the car itself.
On the car itself. But while I was in the car, this was weird, I felt someone brushing my hair like this. And Heather and I used to do Periscope back in the day. It was like a live stream video. You remember that?
I remember watching this. Didn't Cindy have to get out of the car?
Yes.
Okay, I saw that.
You remember, you saw it, right?
Right.
So there would happen to be a psychic medium watching, and she said it's a little boy, and he thinks you're his mom, and he doesn't want you to leave.
Oh my gosh.
But
Maybe
Cindy,
the one asking for the water.
yeah, it could have been the same child that followed us. And so Cindy got out of the car and did one of her witch things. I don't know what she did, and then she left. Then she came back in. But it's different at night. I'd like to stay after night for you guys tonight, but I don't like driving in the dark, so it's probably not going to happen. But we're going to go. We're going to investigate because that land is still extremely active.
Of course it is.
Yeah, we're going to go to the cemetery. They're buried in the Veterans Cemetery, like right next door to where all the buildings used to be. But it was funny because I was on Facebook not that long ago, and I think it was one of the Ladd School Facebook page or something like that, and this girl was talking about, oh my gosh, I had the most scariest experience there, I'll never go back, especially after that. So I told her about my experience, and then she told me she had this, that's what happened to her, the same thing, the bang on the car.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what that is or what that's all about, but I thought that was unusual that she had the same experience that I
kind of
did.
want that to happen to us.
Maybe it'll happen during the day. That would be so cool. But yeah, so I don't know, well, one of the other things so the state of Rhode Island, first of all, They like to ruin our history. They don't care about our history
Well, let's face
whatsoever.
it, America
And us,
doesn't know
yeah.
the correct history ever.
Yeah, and especially when it's they want to hide their dirty little
Yeah.
secrets. So of course they took all the buildings down. But the thing that gets me is, so the old IMH, they have office buildings in there now. They don't realize how bad that negative energy is. Like if I had to go there every day, I would never be able to survive. But guess what they want to put on the lad school
Don't
property?
even tell me like a daycare or something.
They want to put a psychiatric building for adolescent girls that are in foster
no.
care. Can you imagine? They already have all these issues, and they're going to put them on that land. And then
Almost like history repeating itself.
exactly,
Oh my gosh.
exactly. That was my first thought. I found that out today when I was searching, and I was like, oh my god. I don't know why the state just doesn't get that.
I mean,
They
psychiatric care has grown a lot since the 1940s and 50s.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. Oh, I remember one of the things we were saying psychiatric care, Jason was telling me. So what they used to do with people is they'd put them in the ice baths. Remember that?
Yeah,
Hearing
yeah.
about that? He said there, though, they used to almost use it as a punishment. And so they were filming a movie there. It was called Exeter. But then in the UK, it came out under a different name. It was a horror movie, The Asylum. So if you guys want to see the inside of the buildings, it's pretty cool.
The
'cause-
asylum was filmed there?
yeah, inside the buildings. It was filmed at the lad school, so you guys can see inside the buildings if you watch that movie. But my friend's brother went when they were filming, and he was able to get into some of the buildings, and he found the tubs they used to put them in.
Yeah.
He found them. So yeah, and there was over the years, 84 people died there. A lot of it, well, part of it was from the Spanish flu. Remember that epidemic? It killed a lot of people at Medfield too.
1918.
Yeah. So a lot of people died from that, and then so 84 people all in all died at the lad school. But yeah, so I guess we'll see what we get. We'll definitely investigate.
Well, how about we stop in and see Mercy while we're in Exeter?
Oh, we could stop and see Mercy Brown. You guys can see Mercy Brown.
Vampires and
Yeah. So there you go. It's a double episode.
what do you say? Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this. Yeah.
So we're at the cemetery, Rhode Island Historical Cemetery number 4. These are the headstones of people from the lad school. I believe it's like Medfield, and they did come back and they put names on. See, there's Joseph. The little cross. It's kind of sad. Hermina Hoole. Aww. Emily Parent. Annie. Aww. Little Annie. Lad school was just there on the other side of that. William Rondow. Christopher Ford. The Robins. It's peaceful back here. They have their own little spot in the back of the Veteran Cemetery. I think it's a woodpecker, Sue.
We think it's Bigfoot.
They're Bigfoot hunting. Over here in this corner, we had a strange flowery smell, almost like old lady smell. Very strange.
People are just going to say it's the
I was going
flowers.
to say.
No, I smelled the flowers. They have no smell. So the lad school's right next door. Originally, all these people were buried over there. They moved them over to this spot.
Oh, it's got a nice butterfly on it, too.
Aw, Sue was noticing someone had a visitor. It's nice to know that someone remembered these people. Oh, it's got the little flower, Ella Batista, a little butterfly. Aw. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find the baby's grave, but I don't know. I looked up pretty much all of them. I know that poor baby didn't even have a name. So we decided to do a little spirit box session here at the cemetery. See if anybody would like to come through.
That's beautiful.
Anybody here with us? I know it's usually... Oh, good morning. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop and turn the volume up a little bit. Sorry, guys. We're going to just turn the volume up a little so you guys will be able to hear it. I did hear a good morning. Yeah, that's what I'm trying for.
Alright, and there we go.
Here we go, guys. Sorry about that. Is anyone here that would like to speak with us from the lad school? We came to visit you today and tell your story. Does anyone know where the baby's buried over here? Can you tell us? We don't mean you any harm. We just want to chat. I heard a gentleman say good morning.
Oh, I thought it was a woman's voice.
Was it?
I thought so. That's a man.
Hi.
Is that you, sir? What's your name?
I just want to said, "Hola, Dad." Right.
Well, that's why we record, so we can play it back.
Yeah, I'll put it back.
Better
for you guys.
understand what's being said.
Yeah. Anyone else here that would like to come through? We're going to go over and visit your old area where you live. You guys can tell us anything you like. There's a voice here. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. And we're going to head over to where you guys live. Anything else you'd like to tell us? I want to tell your story. Did you live at the lad school?
Pretty quiet.
It is. All right, guys, we're going to listen back, okay? Thank you. It's always quiet here. I don't know why. Okay. Can cut and then we'll... So we didn't get a lot. I never get a lot when I come to this cemetery, but there was the man that said it. We said, is anyone here? He either said someone or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same guy, same exact guy came through again. It sounded something like all is dead, or you guys let us know what you think. I'm going to play it. So I don't know, guys. Let us know what you think. Just had to get some footage of this. It's pouring rain, but the sun is shining down. And all their stones at the cemetery. So strange. Alright guys, we lost our camera lady, like, in between here. So we're winging it again. Hopefully you can see us. We got the REM pod set up. This was the corner where the old round, big, giant hospital building was. So we're just going to do a little bit of spirit box here, and then hopefully you guys can hear us because we're kind of far away. We'll turn the volume up all the way on the spirit box, and if we get anything, we'll play it back. And then we're going to take you guys walking around as well. Here from the lad school. We just wanted to chat. Any children can come through. Hi. What is your name?
Got really cold on the side of me, guys.
Okay.
Really cold. You standing right next to me?
Same thing happened last time we came, guys, in this spot.
Oh, yeah?
With Cindy, yeah. This is where we found the baby girl pillow. We're not here to harm you guys. We just want to chat. What was your name, sir? Was this your home?
Nothing here can hurt you.
Nope. Just like a telephone.
I don't have time for you. That's what he just said.
He just said, I don't have time for you.
Sounded like that.
So,
to me.
what are you doing that you don't have time? What are you doing? Looks like they took down the playground. There used to be an old playground over there.
Are you taking care of patients?
Dr. Ladd, you could come through as well. We know you tried to make your facility nice.
By the way, my name's Sue and this is Deb.
Yep.
Who are you? Willard?
Anyone who used to work here, Dr. Ladd or the children, are welcome to just talk to us. We'll be able to hear you.
We don't mean to bother you. Can we just have a moment of your time?
Give you guys a few more minutes. We're going to listen back, okay? If there's anything you'd like to tell us about your stay here.
Is there a boy that wanders around? Something new.
We're going to listen back.
Is the boy around us? Can you touch my hand?
You go through that device and play with it if you want to. It'll make pretty lights. All right, I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes. We're going to listen back. All right, guys, we're going to listen back, see what this guy had to tell us.
Thank you.
I almost wonder if he's the same guy that was at the cemetery. All right, so we got this guy. I'm almost wondering if it's the same guy from the cemetery. I said, is there anyone here from the Ladd School or anyone that would like to talk to us? And he has a deep voice. I think he's saying I live on it, but let me know what you guys think. Any children can come through. Any children can come through. Any children can come through. So you guys can decide. So this is that same guy. It almost sounds like when I said, it sounds like he said, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for this, or something like that, where I told him it was like a telephone. We'll see. Just like a telephone. Just like a telephone. Just like a telephone. Again, you guys let us know. All right, so this was a different voice. And Sue was asking, is the boy here? Is he wandering around? Is he around us? It sounds like he says, doing now.
Boy that wanders around? That wanders around?
So that's odd.
Yeah, something house. If you guys can figure it out, please comment.
Yeah. So Sue's going to walk little Coco around. Let us know if he sees anything, because sometimes he does. He'll just stop and he'll stare when he sees something. I am going to head into Tick City and see if I can find that baby girl pillow. Wish me luck. That's why I wore my high boots today. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember about where it was. Ew. Hate going through this stuff. Seems to be somewhat of a little path here. I'll try to follow the little paths through. Well, that's odd in itself right there. I'm just checking the ground for that pillow. It might have got overturned again and just gone back down in the grass, though. Who knows? But I'm looking. See if I can find it. This is where the hospital was. All overgrown. Nature's taking over, guys. So there's these pretty daisies coming up. I found like a piece of a little flower packet. These little daisies. So, oh my God, this is crazy, guys. So I was over in here, walking through where the old hospital was, trying to find the baby girl pillow, which was years and years and years ago. So I'm looking at the ground, and I saw a little piece of flower, like a packet of flowers, and I was looking, I was seeing all these beautiful daisies. So while I was over there, Sue had the spirit box going, recorded it on her phone. She turned it on, and the same guy goes flowers. So he's here, whoever he is, he's following us.
All right, so, and I didn't know what it was referring to, but here you go.
Flowers. Wow.
Yep.
That's validation right there. How cool is that?
Right.
All right, guys, so I'm going to take you around and show you where some of the stuff used to be. We'll just do like a nice walk. All right, so we came down this road, the hospital road. This is where the old hospital was. We're going to walk around and show you guys. Now ahead of us, you see where there's like a big circle? So this is where all the buildings were. And then there was like a big circle in the middle. That was pretty cool. I don't know what that piece is that's there now. They're using it for something. It's kind of creepy looking. I have no idea what that's used for. And there was another building there, like next to the hospital. We'll walk over there after. You can see how there's like little paths and stuff. Like there's a little path to the left here that we're going to take and maybe just like swing around. I'll show you where the other buildings were. I mean, that does look old, but I don't remember that being there. Or being a part of the lad school. I don't know. So let's see how there's like a little path going over here. There was a huge building over here. And I think this is the building where my friend's brother found the tubs. The building was like over here. It's crazy. Crazy piece of property. So I just wanted to show you guys, I found this piece of tile. I did get to see inside one of the buildings, and all the walls were like tiled with this. So I just wanted to show you guys that I just found over here where one of the buildings was. So this was the circle area. There was a big building right back there where I found the piece of tile, and then there was all the buildings encircling this quadrant. It seems pretty peaceful now.
What's over there?
This was the
Something shiny.
yep, this was the
water?
rest of that circle area. You stay there, Coco. We don't want you getting
No problem.
ticks. I don't know what this was. Some type of a well, it looks like. But this was the rest of the circle area. In that open area way over there, I believe there was another building there. But we'll head on over that in that direction. Coco hasn't spotted anything yet. Little tail's wagging.
Who won't let us go? You want us to leave? Can you say it clearly for us? Ask us to leave?
Are you saying if you came here, they won't let you go? They wouldn't let you go? Is that what it is? Did they keep you like a hostage? That's terrible. Sorry.
You're free to go now. Did you know that? You don't need to stay here anymore. You can follow the light to a better place.
You've seen the light?
Sound like I've seen something.
Oh, I said I've seen that. You've seen the light. You can go to it. It's okay. Don't be stuck here.
This was not a nice place. There's a nice place waiting for you. You just gotta want to go there.
One of the old lamp posts over there. Pretty cool. A few things left. I keep hearing him. It's that same guy.
Yeah.
I wish I knew who he was. Sir, can you tell us your name? We introduced ourselves. Can you tell us your name?
Are you the only one here?
Can you tell us how many spirits reside here? Can you give us a number? We're going to be walking over, guys, to the spot where we had the car banged on. I'll show you guys. You're going to come? You can follow us. That's okay. All right. Maybe a couple more minutes and listen back. All right, let's listen back. So this guy sounded a little different. He said they won't let you go, which is what would happen when you would get sent here.
So that was pretty cool.
Sad. All right, so I think this is the same guy that said they won't let you go. It sounds like he's saying you are a decent kid. Or maybe he was saying even if you are a decent kid, they wouldn't let you go.
Yeah.
Would make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, you are a decent kid, but we can't let you go. So we're just having a conversation with this guy. Sue was saying, you can go to the light. You know, it's okay. You don't have to stay here. And he says, I've seen it.
Pretty cool.
So this guy's been following us, and I had panned over and said, oh, there's an old lamp post, and
Can you guys see it?
you can hear him say, yeah, it is an old pole. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Few things left. Few things left. Few things left. Really fast. Yeah, it is an old pole.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I wish he would tell us his name. He won't tell us his name.
No, they really
Sadly
do,
enough,
though. They
but
really do.
I would love it because then I could look him up,
Yeah.
you know? All right. We're still walking around. I'm sure that man is still following us. This is where all the buildings were. There's their water tower. There's always that water tower, right? Always had their own water towers. I don't think there was anything on that side that I can remember. I haven't been here in so long. It's quite the complex, though, back in the day. And also, guys, I just want to say, you know, I know there were a lot of really nice people that worked here that really did care about the patients.
Oh, absolutely.
I always like to recognize their hard work and how good they were.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wasn't bad.
Yeah.
There were people that tried.
They were probably pretty much a victim of the system as well.
Yes. And I think, you know, there were some happy times here. They used to have parades with all the kids, and so there were some happy times here as well. It wasn't all bad.
Was there one other thing we wanted to say?
I think just that how this was out in the middle of nowhere, as they can see, is where they used to put these places.
That was it, yeah.
Like their own,
Yeah.
you know,
Town folk wouldn't have wanted
areas,
anything like that
yeah.
too close.
Yep. So right over here is where we were standing when we got all that activity, right when it started to get dark.
Really?
The car was parked, yeah, the car was parked on the other side of those woods, and that's when we got the bang on the car. Yep. Out of service. All right, guys, so we were parked right here, and this is the path that we followed through to the other side. You want to follow it? So let's see where it goes. I can't remember. I think it just comes out on the other side. It's like a big circle kind of path.
I guess. Go on, Piggy.
You know, so pick him up. That looks like poison ivy. It's probably not, but I don't want to take any chances.
Come on. He's on this side and you don't want.
I'm so allergic to poison ivy. Yeah, I remember we parked there and we walked through here. And this was right next to that building that was next to the, he's not liking it. Now he's freaking out. All right, so Coco's kind of freaking out. He can sense it over here. For some reason, this spot, I don't know. He's not liking it over here. They're in this area. I don't know what it could possibly be, but I don't know what they use this path for. Just like a cut through from building to building, I guess. But this was the other side of this is where we got a lot of activity on the spirit box, and I am going to do an EVP as well, to see if that guy will come through on EVP.
Are we coming out in the field?
Yeah, well, it brings you around like in a loop to the field.
Oh, what was that?
It was a bird. I saw it too, kind of freaked me out.
Alright, my only concern is
Well, we're open. We're in the open area. We're fine. What is that tin over there?
what?
That stuff. Somebody's partying over there, I guess. Right over there. See it all?
Big party.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. We're gonna turn around and go back out the way I came. Not walking through that.
Well, I think we should do an EVP here. Let's do that.
Alright.
So we're at the other side. Sue didn't want to walk through the grass. But here's the cement path that ran in front of the building that was over here. Now it goes into that property, but it, I think it actually went all the way around the complex, and that's how you would get from like building to building, is on like this little path. And it just went around. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to head back to Sue, but this is where we were, right here, when we got all the spirit box activity. And I'm going to do it again. All right, Coco's quite comfy without Sue. We're going to do an EVP, see if we can get our friend to come through. So my little friend that's been walking around with us, you can speak into this device that Sue has in her hand. We'll be able to hear you if there's anything you want to tell us about this place.
Can you try and say your name for us, please?
You seem to know this place quite well. Did you pass away here? Is this your home? Bigger question, are you the one that bangs on people's cars? I'll give you a couple more minutes.
How many spirits are on the property? Are there still women and children around as well? Well, Deb and I would like to thank you for speaking to us.
Okay guys, we're going to listen back. So we just got an odd sound, like, I don't even know if it was words or like a grunt, but I'm just going to play it for you guys. Give you a couple more minutes. I'll give you a couple more minutes.
How many?
I'll give you a couple more minutes.
How many spirits are on the property?
Look how tall that grass is. It's right over here. That's where that building was. It was next to the hospital. There used to be steps leading up to the property. They're probably in that grass somewhere covered. Most likely. We're just headed back up to the hospital. That EVP was strange. He was trying to say something, but I don't know what he was trying to say. But he tried. You did a good job, buddy. I swear I can almost smell that horrible smell from when they, over here, from when they had dug up that building. Oh. Like, still like twinges of it, you know? Maybe because it's been raining so much.
Could be.
You see how it's all open here? I think this might have been something in here. Because all of a sudden you come upon like these big, like, open spaces. Oh, strange. I don't know. A piece of plexiglass. It's heavy plexiglass. That could have been in one of the building that was here. A little pizza joint across the street. I love this little spot. I'm gonna get a bite to eat. Let's get this cute little pizza joint right across from the lad school. Came here years ago. It's so cute. Coco's in his little carrier down there barking because he wants to come out.
Let me first look at the names.
Okay, so here we are, Mercy Brown's grave. Over there we have the old keep. And Sue's going to tell you the story of vampire Mercy Brown. But she really wasn't a vampire, so.
I don't know the entire stuff.
So all kinds of things. People leave for her. Piece of gum. Very interesting story. So way out in here in Exeter, you know, it was crazy. Out in the middle of nowhere, right? And back in the day,
Yeah, I mean,
People would die of tuberculosis, but then other people would start dying, and they would think it was a vampire because it was like a blood disease.
well, that's what happened. She died,
Yep.
and then other siblings started to die, and first thing they thought, because they were from the old world, you know, was vampirism. So they actually came here, they exhumed her, and there's a rock somewhere, a flat rock, I think it's over by the keep, where they took her body and they actually cut the heart out of it and burned her heart. Because when they exhumed her, it looked like her nails had been growing. But what that really was is the skin receding after death. So yeah, they just assumed that she came back to the house every night and was killing off the rest of the family. Unfortunately, they were all just dying of TB.
Yeah. Crazy. Being out in here in the middle of nowhere, it was just, they were scared, you know, and so poor Mercy, people still to this day call her a vampire. It was just a very sad story. It really was, you know, and
People are so disrespectful, they actually ruined this. They broke her headstone. The volunteer fire department actually took it and they put that steel around it and they fixed it.
it's crazy. It's a cute little cemetery, though. It's very small. It's an old church over there. It's interesting. We figured we'd just add in this little tidbit because we were in the area. Another crazy thing from Exeter. We'll see Brown. We'll take a walk over to the crypt, too. And do a little spirit box here at Mercy's grave just to see if anybody comes through. Hey, Mercy. You've been gone so long. I don't know if you would want to speak, but your grave looks amazing. People put such beautiful things for you.
Probably never thought so many people would be visiting you, huh? Anybody from the Brown family? If you'd like to come through, say a few words.
Mary, George.
Hi. Who just spoke to us?
Was it a woman?
Sounded like it.
Is that you, Mercy?
Or Mary?
I know you feel bad about what you did to your daughter. You didn't know. It wasn't your fault.
He's right behind you. George.
George?
Mother and father.
He's like right behind me. I'm like, can you see actually seeing him?
I don't.
We'll give you guys a couple more minutes and we're going to listen back.
Is that the rock that they used?
Sue thinks that might be the rock over there when they took her heart out and burned it. Sue thinks this could be the rock, because which would make sense because it's right close to her grave. They said a flat rock.
Yep.
And that would have been there. Did they keep your body in the crypt over there? No.
Thank you.
That was a man. I mean, it could have been kind of like a woman, though. Oh. Tell us what.
Was this the rock?
We'll give you guys a couple more minutes, and then we're going to listen back, okay?
Is this George?
George Brown. Was Mary Olive Was Mary Olive your sister?
No, that's her daughter.
Whose daughter? Mercy's daughter?
No, George's daughter.
George's daughter.
This is his wife.
Yep.
See, it says daughter of George.
Well, it's Mercy's sister, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll give you guys a couple more minutes, okay?
Is that you speaking to us, George?
Oh, he said, we'll listen back.
There's also a child one behind.
Hmm.
Behind Mary Olive.
Was it one of their children?
Just a marker in her name.
That's odd. So we were just doing some spirit box here at Mercy Brown, and it was weird because all of a sudden we heard the sound on the recorder, and it wasn't on the spirit box. It was like a
You could tell because neither one of us responded to it.
Yeah, it was so weird. So it's definitely an EVP. I'll play it for you guys.
Oh, it
Almost
sounded
sounds
childlike.
like a baby,
yeah.
gargling or something
Yeah.
like that. That was pretty cool. So when Sue was saying to me, George is behind you, and then we were laughing because I'm like, I thought you were saying George was really behind me, but she's talking about his headstone, and you hear a woman say, she gives a name and then says, is behind you. There's a couple more minutes. We're going to listen back. We'll give you guys a couple more minutes. We're going to listen back. We'll give you guys a couple more minutes. We're going to listen back. So I had asked, did they keep your body in the crypt over there? And the guy says, no. That was really clear. Somebody broke through the cement in the door. Sue's trying to get a picture inside of there. The old...
If I drop my phone in there, you're going in after it.
I know, right? I don't think I'd fit through that little hole.
Just telling you right now, you're going in after it. If either one of us.
Well, let's see. There's kind of some light shining in there, though, so it's just dirt. I can see it. It's just dirt in there. Oh, wrought iron.
Just dirt.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm catching it on the camera. Yep.
Let's go smoke.
All right, guys. So the lad school. That was amazing.
It was fun. I wish the buildings were still up.
Oh my God, I do too. And I tried so hard to get pictures for you guys. I couldn't find my pictures. I had a whole stack of them. And the person that was supposed to send me pictures did not send me pictures. So, but you can go online. There's so many pictures on there, and you can see the whole place. You'll see the hospital. There's a lot on it. But I thought it just fascinated me, that guy that was following us around. And it, even when, like, the flower thing, you know.
Oh, yeah, right through the whole video
knew.
you can hear it's the same voice.
Yep.
Answering direct answers to the questions.
Yeah.
And when you were off,
yep.
where the heck is Deb? Flowers.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm telling you. And I really wish that I knew who he was, but I do think that he got stuck there. I feel like everybody else left when the buildings came down. They left. I think they were there for a while, but they did leave, which is great. They've all passed on. I'm so happy. But for some reason, he got left behind. And I feel like he didn't think he could leave. Like the way he said, you know, they won't let you leave. you're a good kid, but they won't let you leave.
I can't remember if he used the word stuck
So,
or something. I don't
yeah.
remember.
So I feel so bad because I think he just got stuck there and he was the only one left. So, but I do think that you helped him because Sue always tries to help people pass on to the light when
Not
we
that
meet
I believe that
people
you
like
can
that.
send somebody to the light like that.
Right, but you can.
But I can tell them, hey,
right.
that's an option.
Yeah, and that's what she did. She's like, he said he'd seen it, but he hadn't gone there. But I really think that he listened, and I think he went because at the end, before we left, we did the spirit box, and he didn't come through, and he had come through every single session. And I remember you said, you know, maybe he's moved on.
I mean, maybe, who knows? But
you know, but it's still an eerie place, though, to go there. It's an eerie feeling.
It's kind of like the land was a little heavy-ish. I won't say real heavy, but heavy-ish.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy, but I wish I could have got more. I think one of the gravestones that we showed you guys was Guy King. I'm wondering if it could have been him. I think he died when he was 43. I can't remember how he died, but he liked it there. Like, that was kind of like his home, more or less, you know, like, and he would do little errands and drive the truck around and stuff like that.
Because he was like a very high functioning.
Right. And this person that we spoke with sounded more high functioning.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then the guy that was crushed in the elevator could have been him too. I don't know. I feel like it was one of them. I just wish he would have given us a name.
Actuality, it literally could have been anybody, but...
You know? But either way, it's a sad story, and that eugenics thing really bothers me. It's like Nazi Germany. I can't even, like, believe, like, I live in Rhode Island, that actually happened. Like, it just... You know, it just really gets to me. Like, and they was so serious about it back then. It was just so creepy.
I mean, it's not just Rhode Island. There's a lot of sad history throughout
the
world.
Yeah. So it was just sad that they all got thrown in that place, you know. But I do feel better that we went because I do feel like, because the time that I went before, I was getting a lot of people. The boy asking for water and... You know, it just, there was a lot there. A lot of them were still there.
Well, you don't know. I mean, how often did we work at Lizzie's or something and people would say, yeah, I really didn't get anything here. I don't know about it being haunted. Yet the next night or whatever, you can get all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
So that could be the case.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hoping they all moved on.
Well, that would be the best
ideal
conclusion.
Yeah. So on to the next. We have another really good episode for you right after this one.
I'm excited about this one. We're actually going to take off shortly to start that next one, right?
Yeah. So this one will be out. I apologize it's taken so long. It's just life's gotten in the way. This is why you all need to subscribe so we can just do this and bring you more videos. That would be so amazing if that was all that we did was just do our videos for you guys. Right. So, we love you guys. Be sure to share the love. Bye.